All right, settle in and prepare for some grade A nostalgia because today we're diving headfirst into The Simpsons Season 2, Episode 2, Simpson and Delilah. This is the episode where Homer's hairline becomes a storyline. Yes, we're talking about follicle dreams, corporate success, and Karl, aka the best one time character in Simpsons history. Buckle up, folks. So the episode kicks off with Homer being his usual grumpy self about his thinning hair situation. And look, let's be honest, this is about as relatable as it gets. Anyone over 30, like me, with a mirror and some self awareness, has probably had their own uh oh moment with a receding hairline. At work, the new health plan at the nuclear plant excludes dimwits like Homer, which feels like an HR violation. But we roll with it. Homer, desperate and frustrated, orders a miracle hair regrowth tonic called Dimoxinil, using his company's insurance fraudulently. Classic Simpsons move. This moment is big. Why? Because it's where we start to see the Simpsons lean harder into the social commentary. It's not just a funny gag about hair loss, it's a satire on workplace bias, self image, and the absurd things people will do to fit in. And it's only season 2. The next morning, Homer wakes up with a full head of luscious 80s rock band level hair. Think Bon Jovi meets, well, Homer Simpson. And suddenly, he's a new man. He struts, he flexes. He's got the confidence of someone who just figured out how to write off lunch as a business expense. He's quickly promoted to an executive role at the plant simply because he now looks the part, quote unquote. It's the ultimate roast of superficial corporate culture. Like, Mr. Burns literally sees a full head of hair and thinks, ah, this one's got leadership written all over him. Subtle? No. Hilarious? Absolutely. Enter Karl, Homer's new assistant. And yes, Karl is voiced by the icon himself, Harvey Fairstein. Karl is stylish, sharp, and fiercely loyal. In fact, Karl does more to make Homer successful in 2 days than Smithers has done for Burns in 2 seasons. There's an argument to be made that Karl is just one of the most wholesome characters to ever appear on the show. He's supportive, smart, and actually wants Homer to succeed. Not just for personal gain, but because he genuinely believes in him, which is weird for a character in The Simpsons, let's be real. Now, while Homer's living the executive dream, Marge is skeptical, and rightfully so. She knows that confidence should come from within, not from a $10,000 bottle of sketchy miracle goo. Did I say 10,000? I meant 1,000. But Homer's basking in attention, success, and his new identity as the guy who gets invited to meetings. Then comes the fallout. Literally. One clumsy mishap and boom. Dimoxinil is gone. Karl tries to cover for him, but the secret's out. Homer's bald again, and just like that, the corporate world turns its back on him faster than you can say stock options. And this is where the emotional core of The Simpsons and the episode hits hardest. Karl, knowing what's coming, takes the fall for Homer and gets fired. But before he leaves, he does the most tender thing anyone has ever done for Homer. He kisses him on the forehead and reminds him that he is worthy. hair or no hair. This is The Simpsons at its best. It's funny, biting, and just heartfelt enough to catch you off guard. Let's zoom out a bit. Simpson and Delilah is one of the first episodes that really fleshes out Homer as a character. Sure, he's dumb and impulsive, but he's also deeply insecure, desperate for approval, and easily swayed by validation. And that's what makes this episode land. It's about self-worth in a world that prizes appearance and statues over substance. Animation-wise, we're seeing real improvement in Season 2. The character movement is more fluid, backgrounds are richer, and expressions are becoming more nuanced. Compare this to Season 1's sometimes rubbery weirdness, and you'll notice a huge upgrade. The team was clearly getting comfortable with the style. Also, this episode aired in 1990, which means it dropped right when Image is Everything was a real vibe in America. Think Wall Street yuppies, self-help books, and motivational posters. The Simpsons takes all that, puts it in a blender with satire, and out comes this surprisingly emotional office comedy about hair. Fun facts that you might have missed. Harvey Fierstein insisted Karl not be a stereotype. The writers originally made Karl more flamboyant, but Fierstein pushed back. He said he'd only voice the character if he was written with dignity. And honestly, it worked. Karl became a standout character for his kindness and depth. Dimoxinil is based on a real product. Yup, it's a parody of a real-life hair regrowth treatment. The show exaggerated the effects, of course, because we're not actually growing Fabio hair overnight, but it's rooted in reality. The episode caused a small stir in conservative media. That kiss on the forehead that I mentioned a bit ago, some outlets didn't love it back in 1990, but fans overwhelmingly praised the episode for its emotional maturity and progressive portrayal of a same-sex friendship. It was kind of ahead of its time, to be honest. In the end, Simpson and Delilah stands as one of the earliest episodes to prove The Simpsons could do more than make you laugh. It could make you feel something too. It explored issues of image, self-worth, and kindness, all wrapped in jokes about hair loss and corporate absurdity. It's a perfect snapshot of how the show finding its voice. A little weird, a lot funny, and way more emotionally intelligent than people gave it credit for at the time. So here's to Karl, to Dimoxinil, and to Homer's brief corporate glow-up. May we all find someone who believes in us as much as Karl believed in Homer.